Hello everyone. This is my recording of the teamwork and collaboration interview. Today with me, I am with Tashinga Chanakira. He's a good friend of mine, and he shall be telling me a bit about his professional experience, who he is, and what he does. Hi, Tashi.
Hi, Taku, how are you?
I am well, and how are you?
No, I'm fine, I'm doing well.
Great. Can you just tell me about a bit about you, like what you do, your professional background, just a bit?
I am certified SAP consultant, majoring in CRM as well as Fika. I have over 10 years experience. I've worked in both private sector as well as public sector, both implementation and support, as well as testing and demo provisions as well, yeah.
All
So
right.
basically, I can say I'm into SAP IT.
Oh, lovely. That's great IT experience right there. I'm just going to be asking you a few questions, about 12 questions. Just feel free to answer the way you want and be very comfortable. Um, it's more about your personal experiences and working in teams. So my first question is, what do you believe has the biggest impact on your satisfaction as a team member and overall performance?
I think the most important thing as a team member is the actual delegation of work, like
Mhm.
having clearly specified sections on who's doing what,
Wow. Hmm.
the timelines, when you're expected to accomplish the goal, and let me not say integration, but like the connections of the clearly defined um, segmentations of work that you'll be partaking in.
Oh, all right. So like more like proper role alignment, like knowing what to
Yes,
do,
yes,
like, oh, all right, no,
yes,
I
delegation
understand.
of work.
Wow, all right, thank you so much. And then the second question, can you just tell me a time when a team member exceeded expectations and what do you think drove their performance? And if that team member was you, you can just tell me what made you exceed your expectations and what do you think drove your performance?
No, it wasn't me. We were working as a team and we had a set out deadline
Mm-hmm.
where the client wanted things done in a certain time frame. And
Mm-hmm.
at first we thought this time frame was unrealistic because it involved a lot of customization.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely say during that time working as a team, our programmer, the ABAP guy,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, he really came through for us.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the things that we thought were not realistic, he was able to customize them. He was able to come up with workaround solutions,
Mm-hmm.
and we managed to achieve the goal way, way, way ahead of schedule.
All right. What do you think drove his performance?
I guess it was because it was a make or break time. The
Mm-hmm.
client had given us a certain time frame to say if you don't solve these issues by this time,
Mm-hmm.
then we might as well cancel the contract because you're not capable.
Wow. Okay.
And I think that pressure, having that pressure on his back, he managed to think outside the box,
Mm-hmm.
come up with solutions, implement them at the same time. And I think that was the driving factor for him, like that limited time frame and the set conditions that were very harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Saw
Mm-hmm.
him say, no, we can always do this, we will achieve this.
All right. And then the third question is, how do you think a team, like when people are in a team, like how should they how would it be? Okay, how can I put this across? Like, how can you ensure, maybe as a team member or a team leader, that your team feels their contributions are directly connected to meaningful outcomes when you're working with other people?
I think most importantly, You need to specify what's expected of someone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the starting point where if someone is told you are responsible for this,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that you're responsible for, it will lead to a certain outcome within the overall project. So the fact that you know what is expected of you and you know what it contributes to the overall project, that's the actual starting point.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
that's true.
also think constant feedback, like your
Mm-hmm.
weekly meetings, status updates, maybe at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
those also play a crucial role to show how important a team player is and
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that they're doing, how it's like a jigsaw puzzle, how every piece fits in. So
Mm-hmm.
with constant feedback, constant update meetings, people are bound to feel wanted and they're
Mm-hmm.
bound to feel like whatever it is that they're working on, it is also contributing to the overall growth of the project.
Yeah, that's very true. I think even from my personal experiences, I can relate to that. And have you ever noticed a change in team dynamics when team members receive recognition or rewards?
What I've really realized is when when a person gets a reward,
Mm-hmm.
it's a true indicator that they've worked hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like how can I best say it? If it's done by the book and a person is awarded, it shows that they were committed, they put in the work,
Mm-hmm.
they did utmost, they gave it their utmost best. So when people are rewarded, it gives them the zeal to want to do more, to want to go the extra mile.
That's true.
And even you find that the people who have been given rewards, they want to go an extra mile in helping others so that also others
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
realize
Mm-hmm.
their full potential. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You actually answered the second part of the question because I wanted to know like what was the impact. I liked that part where you talked about a team member being willing to help the other person just because they've been recognized as someone who has done well. And well, we've been talking about like the good part of being in teams, but teamwork comes with mistakes at times. Um, what do you think helps team members feel comfortable sharing or admitting mistakes or even sharing new ideas?
Pardon?
Or what do you think helps team members admit mistakes? Like, when we work in teams, it's inevitable one way or the other, mistakes are made. So, at times people are just so defensive. But what do you think makes team members comfortable in admitting those mistakes and also even coming up with new ideas? Like, what makes them
Uh, I
feel
think
safe?
I think what's needed is a situation where channels of communication are not one-sided, like there's two-way communication where people can be told the honest truth and they
Mm-hmm.
can also say what they feel, what they thought they were doing, in as much as it was wrong, at least they
Mm-hmm.
get to express themselves. They
Mm-hmm.
get to say, but I thought it was this, this, and that. Like, I think also the very first thing before we even get to accepting criticism and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
is when there's clarity of the work to be done or how an organization operates,
Mm-hmm.
it it brings about an environment where criticism is not looked down upon, but it
Mm-hmm.
is taken as criticism as how do I say it?
Like something positive.
Yes, positive
Mm-hmm.
criticism,
Mm-hmm.
where there are no secrets within the organization. Everything is out in the open, so people easily accept where they've made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Because within the organization, a mistake is not the end of the world. It's
Mm-hmm.
something
Mm-hmm.
that helps us grow, it helps the organization grow, it helps us make better decisions as we go forward.
That's true. That's true. And when managing different personalities within a team, um, how do you adjust your approach, whether leading a few people or working with a few people? How do you change so that you tolerate or manage different personalities?
I think, firstly, as a leader, you need to understand and be clear that people are different.
Mm-hmm.
People have different backgrounds, people have different religions, societal beliefs, and whatnot.
That's true.
But when it comes to a team, I think we need to set aside what makes us different. We
Mm-hmm.
need to align with our vision, our goals, and our mission.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why most companies have those three, because when our dividing factors, your religion, your social beliefs, your
Mm-hmm.
ethnicity, what when they come to divide, those three come to unite people.
Well,
So
well.
when you have clearly spelled goals, a clearly spelled mission, it's really easy
Mm-hmm.
to manage people within an organization, and uh, it becomes less difficult because we are not dealing with the outside factors, but we are dealing
Mm-hmm.
with our common factors within the organization.
Yeah, that's really profound. Thanks for that. That was really profound. And do you have an example of where being a team leader or a team member, um, you had to navigate a situation where you could tell that this fellow team member is unmotivated or they are disengaged? Have you ever been in such an environment?
Not really, I'd be lying.
Oh, okay.
Because most of the projects I work on,
Mm-hmm.
they require everyone to be united and in sync.
Oh, okay. All right. But have you ever had any conflicts? Maybe should I say any conflicts within, some are very major, but there's some minor ones or low-key conflicts that you can tell. And maybe someone just becomes a little disengaged. Have you ever experienced those in any project you've worked on?
I've never come across such a situation.
Oh, all right. Oh, it's fine. And what do you believe helps teams stay motivated and engaged over time, especially after completing major projects? You know how it's like when you're motivated that you should do a major project, then it's complete. There's no more motivation in anything because what you wanted to achieve has been completed. But in the event that you still remain a team and the major project has ended, how do you stay motivated?
I think that success on its own is a major motivator.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Then on top of that, I think it should use that success as a push for upcoming projects or the next
mm-hmm,
project. And then
mm-hmm,
also, as an organization, what we used to do was would do reviews of projects that we would have done. So let's say we've successfully done a project, would go back, would see our strengths, would see our weaknesses, would
mm-hmm,
see the new things we came up with.
mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Wow.
documentation as well. To say, you know what, this is what was done on this project, so that it helps you in the future to say when you have something similar, you're not starting afresh, but you have a reference point.
Wow, that's a really great response, and thank you for that. And in your experience, what forms of acknowledgement or feedback seem to resonate most with team members?
Like I said, you know, those constant feedback channels, your day-to-day update meetings, your weekly
Mm-hmm,
meetings, those ones, they are very helpful in getting feedback, as they have to be, they don't have to be distant, they have to be close to each other so that people are
mm-hmm,
always kept in the loop. People always know that I am expected to give feedback at the next meeting.
All right. And in terms of maybe not the feedback, just some form of can I say reward? What do you think motivates people most? Like from your experience, what kind of reward? Is it acknowledgement that you are a great team worker? Is it money? Is it like what has been the greatest form of acknowledgement that you have seen people resonating with most? Like the greatest rewards that they desire most.
Truth be told, a lot of people are motivated by the financial reward.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, a lot of people want money.
That's
That's
very
what
true.
motivates
That's very
them.
true. That's very true. All right. That's fine. And then what do you think makes some teams collaborate more effectively than others, even when everyone has similar skills? Like I'm sure in your SAP, I wouldn't know how your teams work, but I would like to assume, depending on what you do, you have different teams, right? And maybe all of you at the end, tech being tech, ultimately you have one thing that you have to do, but there are different departments to it. But you may see that maybe people are dealing with one module, like with that set of skills, they do better than people with another module or doing another module. What do you think makes some teams collaborate more effectively than others? Like you can actually tell on this project, oh, maybe people doing Fika were more reliable or they were more effective than people doing I don't know, another module in SAP. What do you think makes those people different, even if it's the same skill? Both of you are doing SAP.
Yeah, almost everyone has different strengths and weaknesses,
Mm-hmm.
but I think what's most important is for a conducive environment,
Mm-hmm.
environment that lets people express themselves in how they work. Like
Mm-hmm.
I believe in management styles where you don't have to be too tough on people. You have to
Mm-hmm.
let people
Mm-hmm.
do or be who they want to be when they work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
All right. All right. No, I
yes,
get
yes.
that. Yeah, I think you're talking about like different team dynamics. So a more relaxed team dynamic will make people more reliable and effective, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, great. And now, I believe you've also worked with people that have different cultures. Like in a team, it's not maybe just Zimbabweans or just South Africans. It's a mixture of all races. Oh, yeah. So, how does the overall team culture influence individual motivation levels? Because even if you're from different backgrounds, as a team, there's a certain culture that you will carry. Um, how does the overall team culture influence individual motivation levels?
I think you have to once again understand that people have different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
People come from different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you might have a certain religion or certain sector of a certain religion wanting to go for prayers. You have to respect that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because that is their culture.
Mm-hmm.
You can't force people to conform to a certain culture that's
Mm-hmm.
aligned to your beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so it's you have to understand each and every culture.
All right. So I what I'm getting
You
is
have to be, I think, in essence, you have to be open-minded about other
mm-hmm.
people's.
So you're saying like even if we're from different backgrounds, as a team, there should be a culture of open-mindedness and
Exactly,
tolerance, right?
exactly, exactly.
Okay. And have you ever realized, like in your experience, uh, have you ever been in a place where there was a cultural shift, like as a team culture, a cultural shift that significantly improved or hindered team performance?
Not really, because these some of these things you factor them in before you even start the projects. To know that
Mm-hmm.
certain cultures go to church on Friday, certain cultures are not available on the weekend. So it's something that's already catered for.
Wow, I like that. Okay, so like it all starts from being open-minded. So whenever you're
Ex-
setting your goals or whatever you're going to be starting with, it's going to start from being open-minded. So in future, these things will not be a hindrance because you'd have already factored them in. That's what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and then lastly, how do you align team objectives with individual or professional goals, like your individual goals as a team member? How do you align those goals to team objectives?
The team objectives supersede individual objectives. That's my thing. That's what I believe in. You
Mm-hmm.
can't bring your own personal objectives to a team objective. The
Okay.
team objective takes precedence. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah,
All right. Also, like you're personalizing the team objective. It becomes your objective. First place the team
exactly,
objective.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, thank you very much, Tashinga. That's all. If you want to ask me anything else, feel free. This is an interview on teamwork and collaboration, and thank you so much. And I should take note of this, and I should also tell you this. When you responded to all questions, guess what?
Mm.
You like each and every response, it was linking to like you making it clear, like everything that I needed to hear. It was more like you picked all those things. So this was a very great interview, and thank you for your time. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.